Hello, welcome back to Bobcat Esports Valorant. I'm joined today by a special guest. We have Jeff, the director of the esports program here. Jeff, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Beautiful night here in Athens, ready to play some Valorant against Buffalo.
Yeah, we sure are. So the Ohio University Bobcats here. We are 7-3 currently. I know we took a loss on Tuesday. It was a very close match, but we're back at it again. 2 matches a week, 2 matches to go after this one. And there's going to be some great games.
Yeah, I definitely think, no matter what, postseason. Like, we've got a lock. We're going forward. I think the game against Northern Illinois was a hard-fought game. But, what it came down to, what we've been talking about all week this week has been communication. Whether your Ball State's football team on Saturday all the way up until our hard-fought game against Northern Illinois, it's how do we think about communicating effectively our positions, what our intents are, what we're going to be doing in those next moves. That's what the team's focused on tonight. So we're hoping to see some good results against Buffalo.
Yep, communication definitely a very big important thing. We focus a lot about that here on the Valorant broadcast, especially when you look at the sort of the ways you might see the teams play in a more competitive environment where these teams have had practice together, and we've gone through almost a whole season at this point. And I think we've seen some great growth from our Bobcat team. I mean, I know they started the season out pretty strong, and they're continuing to show that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we're looking at something too where we started. We had our tryouts end of August. We started playing the next week, so we had to hit the ground running this season. We took a loss early on, but then after that, the team found its groove, and it's just been nonstop since. And so, really happy with what they've been doing and how they're moving forward.
Yep, and I'm very excited to watch this match. But Jeff, so you are new here to the broadcast. I'm guessing you've never broadcasted before, but so I guess how are you feeling? What are your thoughts on the game? I know a lot of different people, casters, players, everyone has different thoughts about Valorant itself. So, I know I talk a lot about economy and sort of focus on individual players, but I guess what are your thoughts on maybe each individual player, how the team has been doing, and maybe a little bit of what do you think about the game itself?
So, I'm a big fan of CS:GO with Magic. I've been thanks to Rumble Truck for that name. No, Valorant is one of these games where I'm really new to it. I just started taking a look at it in fall and kind of getting into it. And this is one of these things where, in my position is, I'm trusting the players to really do their thing. I'm really happy seeing, often, Shark and Jeji are really these clutch players we see every week. But then also you can't discount, Sophian shows up every week, and, Cilantro just does the work. You tell Cilantro where to go, Cilantro's there and on point. And so I really like the way these players are doing it. Clem is our in-game leader who just sets the tone and gets things done, and then Slow King, those clutch plays. I'm really proud that every single game each of these players has a defining moment. It shows that they're really jiving together as a team, but then also can stand out and step up when they need to in terms of making the plays we need to win.
They sure are. So anyway, yes, as we are getting ready to load into the lobby here as the team sort of gets together, I guess Jeff, so when it comes to so I'm guessing. So I guess I'm sort of wondering, how you're the director of esports here at Ohio University, right?
Yeah.
So we have some upcoming events that are happening this weekend. Do you know anything about that? You might want to tell some people who might want to come out and enjoy a little bit of the esports, maybe a little different flavors of things.
We got a lot going on. There's plenty of flavors to choose from in the next few days. Saturday it's the Worlds, League of Legends Worlds. So we're going to have a 2v2 tournament here in the esports arena all morning, and then everybody's going to sit back, relax, and watch World Championships. May, you'll be there.
I will.
Good chance to meet the team and just hang out. And then on Sunday, we are doing tryouts for our Overwatch team. So they're going to start playing in the spring. Overwatch is one of these games where, last season we didn't field a team, and we've seen the addition of Overwatch 2 goes from 6v6 to 5v5. So there's a lot of mix-ups. So we're looking to see, fresh faces and new ideas coming into that. So excited to see that. If you just want to come in and check out the tryouts, or if you got your eye on this desk and you want to do a little bit of casting, so in the afternoon on Sunday, hop in, cast the game, see if you want to become a broadcaster.
You will for sure see me there. Yes, I will be at the League of Legends finals, as I'm the competitive manager for the League of Legends team here, and also I will be at the Overwatch mainly for casting, as I play Valorant. It's another game with guns in it. How hard can it really be,
Well, this is what we need to talk about, because you do everything, May. So what is it that gets you doing this stuff? What is it you enjoy the most? You enjoy the talking, you enjoy the stats, you enjoy the management. What gets you going with esports?
Jeff, I love esports. So I guess my esports journey started back all the way. We can go back in time. Maybe not as far back as maybe you have started gaming, but I started in season 3 of League of Legends, and I started even earlier. I started watching StarCraft 2 around the age of 10. I started playing StarCraft 2 around the age of 10. I started playing League of Legends around season 3, and now they're on season 11, 12, I think. I've honestly lost count at this point, but I've been in the watching esports scene, following esports scene. Names like Team Liquid, SK Telecom 1, Cloud9 being my favorite. I followed a lot of esports, and I've just grown a passion about this. Like the thing that people joke that video games are just like, my dad always used to say, oh, video games are rotting your brain. But as soon as I said, hey, I made money playing Hearthstone, all of a sudden, hey, how's Hearthstone going? Are you doing good? How's your first season off at college? I played back in high school. He says, I know you have a Hearthstone tournament that day, so we'll take an hour out of our day to make sure that you don't have to be busy for anything. So, I do a lot of esports. I love esports. It's a passion of mine. I try to do everything, sort of fall in love with casting, and not the greatest player outside of card games myself, I would personally say, but Jeff, I just like everything. I love the spirit. I love how it brings people together who maybe there's a stigma that gamers are sort of like these like closeted people who maybe don't go outside and don't have many friends, but I think esports brings everyone together. But that's sort of my general thoughts on esports.
And you're right. This thing we got to think about, and the data's out there. It's a highly social thing, and that's what we see every day coming into the esports arena, is how social it is. And you see it in the atmosphere of the team. When they come in, they're having fun, they're fist bumping, like they just love the interaction. And so that's what I'm always excited to see in here tonight, and see when everybody comes in with a good mood. And tonight, everybody's super stoked against this match against Buffalo. They are number 2 right now. So they're just trailing behind Akron. So if we can knock them off that pedestal, we'll see how it shakes up the brackets. At this point, we don't quite know how the bracket's going to shake out, but we know we're going to go, first place, 8th place, 2, 7, down the line. So where we end up, whether it's a victory tonight or not a victory, we're going to see who we end up playing in the playoffs. That'll be exciting.
There's always a lot to learn. Even if we don't win, there's always you got time to go look back, maybe figure out what went wrong. The team's going to get better either way. So either we're going to we have a great showing today, maybe take down a huge competitor, or maybe we'll just find some stuff to learn, and we'll have some great Valorant games either way. I mean, our team is great, their team I'm sure is great as well, and it'll all come down to a couple key factors, maybe a couple key rounds we'll point out throughout the day, but a lot can happen. And don't discount the Ohio University Bobcats, even though they are coming in as the underdogs.
And so as the person who knows Valorant inside and out, so we're looking at tonight, our map picks are Ascent, Breeze, and Fracture. What are your thoughts on the team's performance on each?
I mean, I think we've had mixed performances, I'd say. So the last 2 matches I know we played Ascent, we've had really strong sides of the first half, and then we don't exactly, falling apart is not a word I would use. More of it, we struggled to close it out, and I think it's cost us Ascent once, and then we managed to bring it from, I know we started, I believe it was 10-2 in our favor, and then we ended up closing the game out at 13-11. So that was almost a slip up, but I think the more time we spend figuring out Ascent, the better. But I think we've shown we've had very strong attacker side. We've shown we've had very strong defender side. We just need to see both of those play styles in the same game, and I think Ascent might be our best map.
And that's what we're looking for. We want to see that tonight. One of those things with NIU the other night where we had 90% of the round, we had it, and then that last 10%, right after the plant, what went wrong, and I don't even think it was what went wrong with the Bobcats, but really what discipline did NIU bring to those last few seconds of the match to keep it together for them. And so, really looking to see, like you say, taking that commanding lead at the beginning in a lot of maps, in the past few games, but then not being able to bring it home. So what are they working on? What can they do to bring these maps home and bring some wins? We're going 26-0. Probably not. Buffalo's a strong team, but really want to see some wider range in the rounds.
Yeah, there'll be some great games for sure. And on that note, Jeff, I believe we're going to get into game here.
All right.
As the players have entered Hero Select. So let's look at the composition we have on the side of Ohio University. We have Clem on the Astra, Shark on his trademark Jet, Jeji on his trademark KO, Cilantro back on the Fade, and Slow King on the Killjoy. A little bit of a mix-up from maybe we saw in the beginning of the season. Slow King has moved on to playing Killjoy on this map, and Clem also on Astra. A little bit of a change here. And on the other side here, we see from the side of Buffalo, we got the Fade coming out for Face. We got Omen for Win for Life, filling that smoke role that Astra fills on the other side here. we got Chamber, the sort of character you see almost every map. Chamber has been a staple the entire season. I think he will continue to be unless he is nerfed for the 4th or 5th time, it seems like. We got the KO, which is a staple, mainly because Chamber's around, but also because he provides great utility to the team. And then we got Justin on Jett, so looks like a pretty standard composition for both sides. A little bit of mix-up from the side of Buffalo compared to the side of Ohio University, and I think that's typically good to see a little bit of a game where we're not playing exactly a mirrored match of 5 heroes.
And I'm keen to see, in the director part of me, when I see that buy phase, what I'm looking at is that ping column.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really kind of keen to see, like how fast is the network going? We've seen a few teams where we've had kind of a commanding lead in ping, but looks like Buffalo's probably playing in their arena, even up.
Yeah, we're not typically. Yeah, we typically have pretty good ping, but the server only exists one place, and we can't physically go there. So let's see what happens here. But Shark pushing out mid, very trademark move of him, getting real aggressive here. He smells blood in the water already. As we cut back to Slow King here on the A side, being flashed out of his position. Looks like a very standard. What's going to happen here is Buffalo's going to take the site. Ohio University is going to give it to them, and we're going to see a Miller repick. But Slow King is getting a little aggressive here, looking for a pick. Gets a little tags up here, but doesn't find any kills just yet. Alarm bot shows that there's a player towards the line still, all but Slow King. Unfortunately, Justin gets the peek on him at an unfortunate time, and he goes down. So a rough start for Ohio University, but they do catch the flanker, and Shark does take him out, even it back up. A little bit of aggressive play from Buffalo, maybe a blunder of sorts. And it's now 3v3, evened up, but Cilantro just cannot find it. The double coming out for Buffalo here. And Clem, unfortunately, running out of bullets, leaving it all in the hands of Shark here. It is a 1v1, though, against Justin. Oh, and he finds
look
it.
Look at that. That's what we want to see right off the bat.
Yeah, that's Shark for you. If there's one thing we know about this man is that he can hit those headshots, and he's showing it early on right here with the triple kill. A great showing on the other side here from Buffalo with a 4K on the side of their Jett. So Justin coming out for 4. Unfortunately, Shark finds 3, and his teammates pick up the other 2, bringing the first round back to the side of Ohio University after a little bit of a shaky start, but picked up in the end by our boy Shark.
And I think that's going to set the stage for some good TV tonight. We've got Buffalo's a really strong team. I think we're showing where we can go blow for blow with them. We'll see how it plays.
Sure will. And as we go out here, I love to talk about economy, and I'm going to talk about it again. We got the second round coming out here with Ohio University winning. They are going to be able to buy rifles, or not rifles essentially, but they'll be able to buy guns. While Buffalo likely will be not buying anything unless they want to go for a force here, but behind that money they got from the spike plant. Not a very traditional play, but you never know with these teams. Looks like Ohio University is playing it slow here as Buffalo looks for some picks here to take some guns out of the hand of Ohio University going to this bonus round. Some players out on B side here, and he's cleaning them up pretty easily as the Classic is not the greatest gun in the world, but Cilantro is tagged down here to 5, so he has to be a little careful if he wants to survive here. Rotation has been called. Killjoy left back on the A site to hold it by herself, something we'll see a lot of because Killjoy has some great utility being a sentinel character. And it's going to be really slow here, but all 4 players have been spotted towards the B site here. So Jeji with the knife, gaining a lot of information here. And Ohio University is just standing around locking them out. Buffalo can go through rotation through spawn here, but Ohio University is aware of that, and Jeji is already on the move to go watch that. So Ohio University has them locked down to maybe even half of the map here. Complete control taken here by Ohio University with just the better guns and having the pick early. Yet dashing out here for knives. Justin picking up that orb and 2 kills on the side of Ohio University.
Look at that.
Cilantro, unfortunately, cannot find the transfer, but gets a good tag back. It's 2v3 here. Disadvantage for Ohio University. Assuming Buffalo can find the guns. But something major we saw here was that since the Jett got 4 kills in the first round, she was able to grab the orb, and that gave her her ultimate. So great play here from the side of Buffalo, using what little resources they have as we see Ohio University try to find the retake back here, not trying to lose this round that was theirs to win. Justin picking up 4 kills for Justin again. Jeji finding face here. 2v1. He has utility and he has Spectre. Can he find anything? Running out of time here. Has to flash himself out. Like Buffalo's not giving the peek, and Justin will find the ace. 9 kills for the side of Buffalo, and all of them are in the hands of Justin. So a stand-up performance here in the first rounds by Justin, carrying the team with the knives here, but also just Ohio University unfortunately not quite prepared for that play made on the side of Buffalo. As we head into the third round here, Ohio University relegated to just pistols, but there's still a lot of map to play.
As we see this economy start to play out, see the balance of what's this flow. We think about going back to like the pistol round. What does that mean? How does it change things up for the players?
So basically what's going to entail is that weak economy means you can't buy guns. As Shark looks for a quick pick out here, but the rifles are in the hands of Buffalo. So what it basically means is that when you save and buy pistols, you're basically saying, hey, we're probably going to lose this round, but we have a little bit of extra cash to splash, so we might as well pick up something to try to take it back. Now, we have seen eco round wins, as we just saw from the side of Buffalo, but essentially what it means is that one team comes in heavily favored when it comes to the guns, and while the team play is something that's very pivotal to the game of Valorant, the guns still do matter because they each do different damages and they each have different accuracies and and sort of spray patterns and everything like that. But pistols versus the more bullets on the side of Buffalo. Here we see Justin cleaning up house again on the A site. Novik's picking one for himself, and it's all down to Cilantro here in 1v5. But yeah, just as I said, those better guns came outside from Buffalo. It means that High University is already playing with their backs against the wall, and Cilantro's just looking for something to maybe take a gun out of the hands of Buffalo going to the next round and forcing a rebuy. Not much for Cilantro to find here. Unfortunately, that door is shut in his face, and Buffalo has no rush to take him out here. Justin, nope, face actually, taking out Cilantro. A flawless attacker's round here, but that's sort of expected on the side of Buffalo. Alright, we are going into the the fourth round here, as our University is able to purchase up some rifles and some armor again. We're going to see some Vandals and Phantoms bought up, and I'm assuming Buffalo will have them as well, so... But if you look at the scoreboard here, we got Justin with 11 kills already, and it's only 3 rounds in, so I think we can see maybe a little bit of a battle of the Jets here, assuming Shark keeps doing what he's doing.
Yeah, we'd really love to see, what happens when we get, Justin all alone, how he can handle a team, because, like you say, taking a commanding lead in kills at the beginning.
What a great shot from Jeji. Unfortunately, Bap turning that corner without a flashbang means that he will have to peek directly into the turret, and shooting the turret means you're not shooting Jeji. So Jeji getting a nice headshot on him there to punch an early peek, but Novik's peeking out from mid here. Mercy just not having the mid control they need to win the round. But still 4 players left, but Shark is caught between a rock and a hard place. And the rock being Astro's and the hard place being that corner. Trading back and Justin, the Shark finding Novik on the rotate.
No.
Shark! 2 headshots back to back. He's bringing the round back for High University here. A great position.
Here.
A little bit of blunder from Buffalo as they knew Shark was there, but they just didn't respect his ability. And locked into B site here is the last player for Buffalo. Going for the plant here, but long road ahead. Finding one back into Clem here. Smoking, taking the peek and getting the wall bang onto win for life here. And that brings the right back to High University 2 and 2. But we'll be going into another buy round here for Buffalo.
Great round. I mean, I think it was a great example of, the team learning to stay cool under pressure, just keep focus, and really keen to, keep an ear on the team, see how they're keeping their comms clean. It's one of the things that we've been talking about this week, just, staying on point, staying on task, having a little discipline in our talk. We'll see if it works out for him.
Yeah, well, it's looking great already. I mean, Shark also being able to just click on heads like he does. Kind of a signature move of him and a lot of Valorant players, but Shark especially being that duelist player for High University. And that's finding the kill onto Slowking here on B site as the utility was rotated over to the B side, but unfortunately looks like a quick take from the side of Buffalo means that High University left to the outskirts again. They do have 3 ultimate skills, and they have an Astral Wall, a Jet ultimate, but unfortunately Shark's going to go down to win for life here. As High University is down 2 players already with a hard retake ahead of them here. You have to clear every corner and still have to deal with all 5 members from the side of Buffalo, but Jeji is willing to flash out of the smoke. Not finding anybody just yet, but being shut down, so he has no utility for 8 seconds here. Just time burning away here. Cilantro finding one back, but getting spammed out right through that wall there, and Justin picking up the last kill means that High University, unfortunately, Slow King dying on that B site means that the control goes all the way to Buffalo, and High University is just not able to retake there. Justin absolutely leading the board still here for the side of Buffalo. 14 kills, yet only 3 rounds to 2 here, but Ohio University back onto the pistols. The economy not rolling for them here as the tempo is not yet in their favor. But there's still plenty of game left, and the economy isn't exactly completely set in stone for the side of Buffalo just yet, but they have a little bit of cash to sit on.
You know, we'll see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's see how it plays out. You know, I'm interested to see how they go toe-to-toe with Buffalo so far. I mean, we're keeping pace.
We sure are. Only 5 rounds in. Like I said, a lot of Valorant to play here, but nobody's rolling each other just yet. They win for taking out Clem. Leaves Ohio University once again in the 3v5 going into the retake, but I think that's something we'll be seeing a lot of from both sides here. Slowking looking for some shots. Not finding it. Shark running out of knives, and Bap taking out 2 means it's all alone for Shark here. Just a classic in his hands. I'd be surprised if he finds anything, but you never know if Shark... Unfortunately, he is flanked out by Bap and friends, and he is taken out for another flawless round on the side of Buffalo. But not much was expected out of Ohio University, and it's all good. We go next. Any insights, Jeff, on how you think this game is going so far? I mean, I know we're very early on, and there's still a lot to play left, but we've got a huge round coming up here.
Like I said, I'm just glad to see, you know, the Bobcats are taking it toe-to-toe with Buffalo and match them. You know, 2-4, I'm happy with that with our number 2 in the ESC.
Sure are. I think a lot of other teams might just fold under the pressure even and be down 6 here. But Ohio University is willing to go toe-to-toe. They're finding their moments, and Shark is certainly finding the moments himself. But I think both teams still figuring each other out. Ohio University trying to recover from that unfortunate second-round loss there, but we'll see what happens as another slow take here beside of Buffalo. A little bit of a default strategy. Nothing to be ashamed of. Very common for this map and almost all the maps in general. But let's see if Ohio University can pick any players out who may be a little too aggressive, and as Buffalo searches the map for intel, trying to find out where the Ohio University players are, but I don't think either team has made contact with each other yet. But Knife does spot 2 on the A side here for Ohio University. Cilantro doing a little jump peeking as we see the Chamber peeking out here on the B side, taking out Slowking's utility. Very slow, methodical take here inside of Buffalo, just poking and prodding and finding a little bit of information where they can. As Fade Ult comes out inside of A, Veggie is suppressed out by the KO Knife, I believe. And that is going to be a site taken for the side of Buffalo. Unfortunately, Astro not enough, but the Fade Ult's coming right back in for University. Fade and KO combined here with the Astro Wall means that Ohio University will have a lot to work with here and no space for Buffalo to play. Jeji clearing out the site. 3 kills for Jeji already. Clearing out that hell area back towards Tree, and Ohio University just cleans it up. A great retake, combining the Astro Wall with the KO ultimate and the Fade ultimate means that Ohio University knows where all of Buffalo is. They're limited to such a small space, and also they have no abilities to use, so an absolute smothering retake here, just shutting down any chance that Buffalo had to hold that site.
And that's what I love to see. You know, I want to see, you know, one round we're talking about Shark, the next round we're talking about Jeji. It's, you know, everybody stepping up when they need to step up and making it happen.
Yeah, Ohio University showing great coordination, willing to trade multiple ultimates in a round there for their win, which I believe is a very smart play on their part, as they are massively behind in tempo here, so they have to figure something out to bring that back into their favor here as we see stacked bangs inside of Buffalo going into this round. But once again, a slow take, some spam sounds like onto B side here for Buffalo as Slowking is smoked out of the site, and I think that has turned into just another take onto the B site here for Buffalo, and retake willing to go back here. I do see the lockdown in the hands of Slowking's inventory here as the Chamber ultimate is popped on the side of Buffalo. Excuse me. To hold down the B site here. Shark coming in the B main side. A triple pronged take here for Ohio University as Shark and Jeji find 2 early, and Jeji finds the trade back on the face here. 3v2, but still a Chamber ult to get through, and the ally Killjoy ult is going down, meaning that Buffalo is locked into the site here. Oh, actually Chamber has escaped, so he's stuck in the back site here, but he has been turned off of his utility. Still has the Vandal in his hands. The peek's coming out, but Bat finding 2, so it's all up to Slowking now. Not given the angle though, and the time was played perfectly by BAP. The clutch 3 kills for BAP at the back of B site. The anchor that Buffalo needed just unfortunately takes out Ohio University. The Killjoy ultimate came out, but not a lot of time was left on the clock here. And Slowking, unwilling to peek in fear of losing the round, unfortunately, means that BAP can just play the clock out. And Ohio University, unfortunately, lose a round that was looking so promising for them going into that retake.
And I gotta say, you know, I see BAP stay calm under pressure, did what it needed to do, kept focus on what does it take to win. You know, not necessarily making the kill, but make the win.
He sure did. Didn't get too egotistical with that last kill right there. As we see Buffalo back with their rifles again into the side of Ohio University, just back on pistols again. Like I said, no economy tempo here for the side of Ohio University as Shark going out mid, BAP finding 2, Cilantro trading back, but Justin finding back onto Cilantro. And we've only been in this round for not even a minute, and it's already down to just Clem. But Ohio University willing to go for those aggressive plays, not just folding and sitting back after losing so many rounds. I like to see the continued aggression from the side of Ohio University, even when behind. But all Clem now, he's just looking for something, a pick, but even if he gets one, it won't affect the economy of the side of Buffalo unless he's able to find enough and rounds get strung together. A headshot, but unfortunately the Sheriff, that's not its range that you want to go for, and Win for Life takes him out with the rifle. As we head into round 10, we see Ohio University with 3 rounds to Buffalo 6. Economy advantage still on the side of Buffalo here. Ohio University buying up some rifles again, and we're going to give it another shot. So as we see Slowking back towards the A side here, a little bit of mix-up from Ohio University. I like that they're not keeping the Killjoy B. You'll see a lot of Killjoys just hold down the B side every round because as such strong utility going into that lane area, but Ohio University willing to send that Killjoy A to hold the site by herself, mostly. Means that a good mix-up strategy is keeping Buffalo on their toes, forcing them to play these default positions and finding out where the Killjoy is before they can even go for a take. Shark back up in his signature position up mid, backed up by his 2 teammates here as Clem finds an early kill onto the KO here. Default strategy has once again meant that a player gets caught up for Buffalo here, but Slowking finding a player with his turret. Buffalo still pokes and prods for information here. If you're looking for any info here, finding 2 players. But Ohio University does not have a sight line onto that site through that smoke. Shark still up mid by himself. Doing what Sharks do best, lurking around, waiting to see what happens.
What is Shark hunting for now? There
he's hunting right for that, Jeff. He's hunting for 2 headshots. That's our boy Shark. He clicks on heads, and oh boy does he do it well. And Slowking back onto the A site, taking out BAP. It's all in the hands of Buffalo's Omen, and it's not going to be enough. A flawless round for Ohio University when they needed it the most. 2 rounds left here on the defensive side for Ohio University on this map, and let's see. Ohio University with a flawless round means that they have set themselves up to be able to have rifles here and to have rifles next round. So that means that even if they lose, they'll still be able to contest the next round no matter the outcome. So a huge win means that they give themselves another chance for another point on the board going to the final 2 rounds of their defensive side. Shark doing the thing we keep seeing him do, pushing up here early onto B side, but a lot of utility thrown the way of A, and Slowking is all by himself. He has everything and the kitchen sink, and he's taken out by the sink itself. Justin finding the shot on him. Not much you can do in that scenario, I'll be honest. Yeah, that's a nightmare scenario for a Killjoy. You don't have any buttons, and you don't have any sight lines, and you don't have any hearing, and you don't have any way to get any kills, but Shark in this, but he finds the moving hedge on the BAP, and right, you need to fix moving and aiming again, I think.
Reaction time on Shark, just something else.
Yeah, he almost walked right to the corner, but contact on the Novix here. Shark has the open flank here. Oh, but Justin, the anchor that Buffalo needs every single time. He's taking Ohio University one by one, and he's leading the score board in kills, and he does it again. 19 kills, and the first half isn't even over yet for the side of Buffalo on Justin here. An outstanding performance on that player, and honestly, I think he's won Buffalo like single-handedly probably a couple rounds here, but University, unfortunately, yeah, nothing Slowking can really do, well, like I said, when he has everything in the kitchen sink thrown at him, but those ultimates will not be available again for the side of Buffalo going into this next round, which means University, like I said a round ago, they have another shot because of that economy. But the last round of the half here, going into the next round 5-7, would be great for High University. Every round is important. It is a game of inches, not just a game of miles.
This round will tell us where the team's head's at. You know, are they thinking about these things carefully, thinking it through? They've got the equipment. Now do they have the discipline to make it happen?
They sure do, and I think we're seeing discipline already. Willing to give up these sites over and over again. It might not seem like the greatest play, but it's really all you got to do when you're smoked out of the site and you don't want to take any aggressive angles here all by yourself. But like you see here, Yoshi, all the players of Buffalo don't have any abilities, and they're forced to play CSGO, unfortunately. But Justin still clicking on heads, win for life, getting the trade back, and Justin, he keeps finding these kills, and all Slowking, the headshot from Slowking, he's going to be able to pick up his friend, and it's going to be a 2v1 here. Oh, the spam not coming out. Lockdown put down, but I think University still has to just push this player in the back of sight. That taking out Slowking. Can Jeji find the trade? He finds the headshot! Does he have the time for the defuse?
Can it happen?
It's going to be close. I don't think he's got it, unfortunately. 2 seconds too late for the side of Jeji. A great showing from the side of University. A great showing from the side of Slowking, but unfortunately, the clock played out by the side of Buffalo. Means that we'll go into this round 4-8.
No matter what, no matter which team you're rooting for, that was a good round. I mean, just drama.
That was an absolutely impressive round. I'm wondering if Shark just like got up and like sat down at Slowking's computer and started clicking on heads for him, but I just like how even the members of a High University that aren't playing these roles like Jeji and Shark are, where they're set up to get themselves kills, they still can point and they can click on heads, and that's a skill you gotta have to play Valorant.
And I'm glad to see Slowking step up like that. You know, perfect hair, perfect round for Slowking there.
He sure does. He's not exactly on his chamber, so he's not setting himself up for these great, amazing kills that we might typically see from him. But like we said, each player has chances to step up a little less on the side of members like Clem, Slowking, and Cilantro because of the heroes the characters they're currently playing. But at the end of the day, you'll have those moments, and Slowking is showing that he can perform. Jeji finding Justin, the top fragger takeout for Buffalo, and Clem swinging his teammate back means that that's 2 kills on the catwalk, some great teamwork, some great peeking from the side of High University, catching Buffalo completely off guard. Shark, unfortunately, not hitting the shots on the face there, but it's alright. Jeji taking out Baff. Jeji taking out Win for Life. It's a 4. Oh, it's not. It's a 4v0, but Jeji taking out 4 by himself in that round. I mean, if the backing of the team, at least, but you know. Jeji showing up again for the side of a High University, leading the charge, and that's another pistol round win for the side of High University. Pistol rounds are hugely important because they give you this advantage we see of the Spectres here going to the second round, and Buffalo's not going to have anything to work with.
You know, and I gotta say, you know, we've been talking Jeji, we've been talking Slowking, talking Shark, obviously, but you know, Cilantro just is where you need Cilantro to be at any time. Like, you know, unspoken, the foundation of this team, just out there getting it done.
Yeah, playing an information character like Fade means that he will be mostly unspoken, but trust me, his utility is extremely important to these takes here. But Justin finding out Shark here with that Bucky. What a purchase we don't typically see. And he finds another one to Clem. Absolutely disgusting kills from the side of Justin. The Bucky, a gun that everybody hates, mostly because it's awful, but Justin is making it work, hitting those meat shots. Takes me back to the good old days of playing TF2. Yes, I have played every single game that's been in esports. Thank you for asking. Unfortunately, High University down 2 players, down 2 guns means that they're going to have to be a little crafty here, and they're going to have to work together here. Maybe find a bit of an overextension from Buffalo, but the egos have been kept mostly in check by so far by both teams. And I don't think Buffalo's going to give them a freebie here, but Jeji is willing to push up and look for it. And if he doesn't find one, he still has that flank available, but he has made himself known. Slowking taking out Justin. No more Bucky kills. Jeji tagging up the chamber, but he's able to teleport away because that character's kind of broken. Flashing out towards spawn here. Not hitting the shots just yet, but he's got more bullets than face, and that's all he really needs. Sancho planning a back sight. Means a countdown starts for Buffalo here as Slowking taking out BAP. Jeji watching two angles at once. He's got eyes in the back of his head. But High University has brought it back thanks to great individual play. And the flank from Jeji also important, but win for life. It's just such a bad position for him, unfortunately, with that classic in hand and having to peek Jeji in such a great angle. And Slowking cleaning it up. A great showing from Slowking, a great showing from Jeji. And a High University avoid disaster.
That's what we want to see. And, I don't know, maybe the Bobcats moving forward, the strategy is knock Justin out, clean up. At what point does he just have that target on his head, their head?
Yeah, I mean, they say the best defensive thing you can do is to get rid of the threat, and that's what a High University is doing. They're defending their lives by getting rid of the lives of the other team, but I guess that's Valorant for you. But High University not committing that much this round. It is the bonus round, which means that they're looking to simply buy rifles into the next round here, but a win would be absolutely massive for them. But their main goal should be economic damage, forcing rifles out of the hands of Buffalo, and doing a little bit of trying to win the round still, as we see Jeji popping the ultimate here. Actually, unfortunately he's taken out by the spam by Justin, but Shark's be able to pick him up as he is inside of a smoke. The question is, does the spam catch him out again? It does. That's unfortunate. Smokes are not brick walls, and bullets can still go through them, but Slowking does find BAP. We're back to a 4v4 here, like I said. Economic damage, the goal here for High University.
Reloading.
A round win would be the icing on the cake for an attacker side start here. Shark, 5 HP. If he's not dead, he can still click on your head. And that's what we're seeing out of him here as he's pushing straight up mid, leading the charge. But now, we actually see, I think that's Clem, unfortunately getting taken out, and the crossfire from Tiles by Buffalo, taking out the cat players, and Slowking not having the range there, going into Justin. That's okay. Spectre's not winning that gunfight anyway, but it's 6-9 here. Buffalo leading, but High University, they got rifles in their hands, like I said. That round doesn't mean too much in the grand scale of things coming to economy. Obviously, a round loss is a round loss, but it's still, this is the big round.
So, from our point of view, it's a little hard to see Buffalo, see what they're doing on their moment by moment, how their tactics are. But so far, what do you think of the Buffalo team?
I mean, I think they're playing like a team. I think they're doing great. They have a lot of crossfire setups I like to see, especially that last round there. So I want to see a little more of that, but I think both teams are great strategically, and they both got some great fraggers on both sides. Players who can just get those kills when you need it. We're definitely seeing that out of the Jet from both teams here. But a default strategy from the side of High University, very similar to what we saw on the attacker side of Buffalo. Methodical take here from the side of High University. I don't think any info is really given away. Slowking letting his presence be known. If that sound cue was indeed heard by the side of Buffalo. And the take is starting here. Shark leading the charge. And it looks like, yep, I think we saw this right on the defender side too for High University. But Win for Life is in the back of the site still. Taking out 2, but going down. Oh, that spike is just out of reach of Cilantro. And that's a huge time loss beside of High University. Every second you don't have that spike down is another second for Buffalo to get set up and get ready for a retake. Spike finally going down here, but that hold on the back of sight. Oh, flashed out. But he has his teammate there to refrag him, but it's 2v3 here. Slowking saying, come to me. You have to take out this lockdown or you're going to have to lose 12 seconds. Unfortunately, it looks like the double peek from the side of Buffalo was just enough. Cilantro has set himself up in the stairs position here. Very tricky. Let's see what he can make of it. But he has to win this round if Iverson wants a chance. But unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. And if think that was a great individual showing there on the B site there by the Omen player from the side of Buffalo, taking out 2 when High University thought the site might have been clear and they might have backed out, but willing to stand his ground means you have to hit those shots, and he hit those shots, which is also important when in rounds like that.
Again, Justin just up there at the top, 24 kills.
Sure is. Jeji up there with 18 for High University. A little bit behind, but
Not slouching.
he's not slouching for sure, and we see our boy Slow King and our boy Shark there as well. And Clem and Cilantro, they might not have that many kills, but their role is extremely important, as we see those 8 and 7 assists from both players. My guess would be mostly non-combat assists because of how their agents work, but Pistols for High University going to a 6-10 round here. Still a struggle for sure, but High University has to start finding things here, and Shark taking out by Face. No refrag coming out just yet. Justin finding Jeji and Clem firing back. But utility being thrown to the side of High University as the spike is being planted. Oh, Clem finding one Novix here on Tree. Evens it up to 3v3 here. Guns still not the greatest thing for High University here, but it's a position you want to be in. Beautiful usage. Spams coming out. Bap finding another kill here on the Slow King. Cilantro stuck in this corner. Clem getting the refrag, but Face backing up his teammate means that we'll go to 6-11 here. But High University, they have one more shot with the rifles before the game mostly comes to a close here, but another important round coming up. This is where High University has to shine if they want to take down this map here on Ascent. But a hard-fought battle and a lot of individual plays coming out, deciding rounds in this match. And the narrative today has been Justin absolutely dominating, clicking heads on a High University members, and we're only 17 rounds in. I think if this were to go the distance, we'd definitely see him on 30, maybe even 40 kills, but he has been the mainstay here for Buffalo, but another great use of utility out here. But Cilantro up mid, punishing those players for peeking towards B, means they're not looking at him. Bap finding Clem with the operator back on A. I think Clem may have peeked without, either jump peeked it or he may have peeked without utility, but either way, he has unfortunately gotten himself one shot. And University, they have shown already that they can win these rounds where they're down members with a little bit of craftiness, a little bit of play, as every time you lose a defending member on any map, you are stretched thin, and that means you can't really back each other up if you want to watch every entrance. So University, they may be down a player, but they still have that attacking side advantage when it comes to less players on the side of the defending team. Oh, but back in the back of spawn is Face and Slow King. He is all by himself. He has the spike in hand, but caught reloading. Putting the turret down, but he's got to make something out of nothing here. Alombat put out, trying to catch these players, doing something cheeky maybe, but planning on being all alone in the 2v1. What can he do here to bring it back for the side of High University? If there's any time to show up, it would be now. Okay, going for the peek out of lane here. Neither members have spotted, as both teams are trying to sniff each other out, it seems like. Oh! The flank, but he can't. But Bap, unfortunately, the second he killed the Omen, Bap was already backing into that corner. Unfortunate timing. Valorant's not really our game of randomness, but I think we can almost chalk that up to a little bit of unfortunate. I think a 1 second earlier that round goes inside of a High University. You
so
can't
close.
Control that, unfortunately, but like I said, a great showing from Slow King, almost pulling it out of a hat. But Bap, with a quick flick of the wrist, takes him out and secures that round back. Rifles back in the hands of High University. They got one more shot, Jeff.
You know, don't count them out. You know, I'm really hoping to see them make that push. You know, we saw it the other night with Northern Illinois being able to push back, even though it was at 12.
Yeah, we will see for sure. High University has to win 6 straight just to send themselves to overtime. They are down, but they are not out yet. You gotta say, when your back's against the wall is there to support you. as Shark tries to get through this wall of smokes, but everything thrown at him. But that doesn't matter because Ohio University is not pushing A, they're pushing B. The Fade ult, used as a crafty bait, but Win for Life is anchoring that B site, taking out Jeji. Slowking is suppressed, and Ohio University is shut out of the B site. The fake doesn't go their way, but it is 4v5. Only one player lost, but Shark being spammed out, being spotted out. Oh, he is all alone here. He's gonna have to perform another Shark miracle, but he has actually been backed up here, so he's better. He's doing fine. Bullets being spammed through smokes. Shark pushing up through. Glass being broken.
Let's play.
Door being shut, and Hyversy has wiggled their way onto A site here, following the smokes of Clem. But Face is sitting in the back of the site, and he's not cleared out, and Bab taking out Cilantro leaves it all up to Slowking again. But it's not a 1v2, it's a 1v4, and I do not envy Slowking's position. There's still utility available on the side of Buffalo, and the spike is stuck in that A site corner. Double peaked again. Win for Life trading his teammate, and it's going to be 13-6 to Buffalo here in map number 1.
Still 2 maps to go.
Still 2 maps to go. There's still a lot of time left, and Ascent, I think, honestly, a great showing for University going into this first map.
And how do you feel? So, we played Ascent all season long, had our ups and downs with it.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel we did with that map overall, based on what we've done all season?
I think from historically, it's not our best map yet. Now, there has been flashes of genius, flashes of brilliance from the side of Ohio University. Might not be our best map yet. I don't know who picked it, unfortunately, but I know it's a map we're still more comfortable on than most of them. But, we're good at pretty much any map, I think, but Ascent, unfortunately, has been one of our demons here in the last couple weeks.
But I gotta tell you, just looking at the results of that, we talked about Justin all game long, 26 kills. Jeji's still up there, 18.
Sure
Not
is.
that far off the mark.
I don't think the scoreline of 6-13 does this game justice. I think if you look back at the game, you'll say, wow, that was a hard-fought game by both sides. That score does not reflect it. I think if it was like 13-10, we'd be like, hey, maybe it looks even more hard-fought. But honestly, the individual performances from every single member on both teams is what's coming out. And you have to, and when games come down, very good team versus very good team, everybody's got their executes down. Everybody's got the strategies down. They've been playing all season. They know how to read the other team. And you just gotta have those individual performances. So Jeff, where are we going next?
We are going to Breeze. So we're taking the trip to the sunny tropical Breeze. We're gonna see how we play there.
We sure are. That is Shark's home map, as there is an ocean there. But before we go to Breeze, we are going to go on break. The teams are going to reset, talk it a little bit out, go to the bathroom, get some water. But don't go too far. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
See you in 10. Welcome back. We are here for map 2, which is Breeze. You know, historically, we've been good on Breeze, had a lot of good rounds on it. Good on defense is where we're starting. So, May, what do you thought? What are you thinking?
Sure is. I have seen Ohio University absolutely take people to the cleaners on Breeze. It's been a map that we can dominate. I haven't seen a lot of it. I don't think it's our most favorite map in the world, but I think that we'll have good performances. I think this is a great map for someone like Cilantro, who is a historical Viper player. Viper is one of the most important characters to have going into Breeze here. Those Molotovs just shut off that B site so well. The walls cut off so many of that long angles. If you have a good Viper player, you're already in a winning position going into Breeze. This is another map where we're going to see Shark most likely picking that Jet up, and Jet also just wide open space, a little bit of verticality, but not much as we might see as maybe in a map like Icebox. But Jet is going to be sort of a great pick here for the side of Ohio University. I believe we'll probably be seeing. I don't know what our preference is going in when it comes to the info agents such as Fade and Sova. So we're gonna have to see what Ohio University has been practicing and what they've been doing. But I know Sova has a lot of lineups for this map and a lot of prep you can do going in. The question is how much prep has Ohio University prepared and how much prep has Buffalo brought. Because something you have to keep in mind is that when you go into these maps, you are banning maps on the other team. The question is, are you focusing on all the maps except 2, or are you focusing on what the other team plays really well and banning that out? So obviously we don't know that process going in, but if this is a map where maybe Buffalo isn't as strong on, then we'll have Ohio University having the advantage when it comes to setups and strategy. The question is, how much is each team prepared? And I think we're going to see that very early on when it comes to both takes and it comes to defensive sides. Because Breeze, a map you got to know. So we will see how much these teams have prepared and how they are able to work together to win these rounds.
And we are seeing a little bit of that roster shuffle, so going into this new map. And so, just off the top of your head, May, so, we looked at Ascent last time. For somebody who's newer to the game, what can we expect to see? What is different between Ascent and Breeze, so to speak?
Sure thing.
What are we looking for?
So, both maps, a very important thing you can have on both maps is that mid control. Okay. Now, mid is going to be... Now, we're going to see a lot of long-range gunfights. Because the A site, the B site, and the mid are extremely open. There's a lot of space, and there's not a bunch of close corners to hide like you might see in Pearl or even in our last map, Ascent. So we have to focus on those long-range gunfights and winning those. Except maybe it might be a little bit of exception around A, especially a right and left pyramid. But those are pretty much the only real spots where you have a lot of cover.
And that's what we saw. Looking at Ascent, we saw a lot of crossfire from University of Buffalo. And so, with Breeze, you're saying longer, more open spaces. Hopefully those headshots that Jeji and Shark are so good at, see them come into more play.
We might see that for sure. Obviously, B-side has a couple close angles themselves, but I think we're going to see, completely mirrored compositions here. As we predicted, the Sova, Jet, and Viper coming out. And then you got to pick the Chamber. Chamber, like I said, you nerf him, he comes right on back. And then you got Jeji on the KO. Also important. What a great character KO is. But yep, mirrored compositions from both sides. At least we have that we agree on. But we'll have to see. Because it's going to be a lot of clicking on heads, like I always like to say. Got to hit your shots, and it's going to be very important here in Breeze. It's a map that a lot of people I talk to who are more casual into Valorant do not like. Like I said, because of those long angles. But we'll have to see. Ohio University, not the biggest fans of this map, but they are definitely prepared, and they've definitely shown that they can play it. So we'll have to see, Jeff.
See, we shall.
All right, let's see. We have Viper committed towards the B side here. Shark with him, and that's a 3-member B side hold early on for Ohio University. A little bit of aggression to start out the map. As no information grabbed so far. There's Silver Drone coming out, but Slowking is able to get out of there, but Cilantro left behind. no movement abilities on Viper means he is gone. Shark dipping and dodging, but Jeji getting a BAP in the back, saving his teammate there, but it's a 3v4 here for the side of University already. Viper, when she gets on the... Viper and Sova are going to be very important things to look after, because when you get those... When you get that plant... When the plant goes down, they have the utility to shut off the plant spot completely. You actually cannot even physically stand on top of the spike and defuse it most of the time when they're still alive. With both those players still alive, I'm sure they're set up the lineup positions right now. We're about to see a rain of utility if University can't get these kills. Jeji peeking out, not enough life total, and Win for Life taking out Clem. Means a little bit of aggressive play on A, caught out early by the Sova drone, and Cilantro going down, being that character that is sort of necessary to hold that site for long periods of time. Unfortunately means that University sort of lost that round off to a play that didn't go quite their way. So yeah, what we'll see here now is the University saving up. They can have their pistols, and then also Buffalo's going to be buying a few light rifles to help them win this next round and go into the next round. But like we see here, Jeff, this Viper wall onto the A side, Jeji going right through it, no fear, but the right click sends a bullet, at least one, into Bap's head, but not enough to take him out. An attempt is an attempt nonetheless, and I like to see some ingenuity and some aggressive plays still coming out from the side of High University. As Clem pushes up to A halls here.
Right here.
Chamber trap on the flank, spotted out. But Clem being here means that it's going to be tough for the side of Buffalo to get in some of the retake positions that require back A lobby control. Clem's been spotted out by that trap, and University is looking for anything before this round ends. Justin picking up 3. And, oh, one back onto face here for Clem. And Justin getting a 4K, cleaning up the side of High University.
And again, Justin showing that last map, not an accident, you know?
Mm-hmm. It sure wasn't. It feels like a more like open season sort of deal when you go into that round with a clearly better rifle until actually just classics from the side of High University. The classic, notably, somehow not the worst gun in the game, even though it's completely free. But yeah, classic is not even going to be able to hold a candle to the Spectre when it comes to rounds like that. You can still get maybe a couple headshots or two with that right click, but yeah, it's going to be rough to get those kills, and a pretty clean round instead of Buffalo going into the bonus here. University rifles in hand. The first big round of this map, as University, if they win this round, they can start putting rounds back on the board for them. If they lose this round, then they're relegated to pistols once again, as the economy goes steaming forward for Buffalo. Mid control taken once again from the side of Buffalo. I love what they're doing here. Gaining so much map control gives them the option to go A or B, as Shark is taking out A, not quite hitting the shots he needs. Clem spamming out the boxes down mid, but like I said, you have those options. But Jeji on the A site, holding it down. Knives not making contact with him. Justin pulling out the Vandal to take him out, but Clem, he's holding that bridge area, and he finds Novix on the push out, and he finds Justin on the push out. It's 2 kills for Clem, and the round's being brought back here. Fireball put down an A.
Out of charges.
These individual scrappy fights coming out here, and University has the advantage already. Guns will give him the advantage going in, obviously, into these gunfights here, but 3v2, pushing these couple tight corners left here in Breeze. And Face just getting so much control of that Viper wall, but he pushes out, and Win for Life is dead. Face set up in the post plant position. Slow King 1v1 here against Face. One Molotov used. The question is, does High University know if the other one has been used? Peeking out, Face finds the 4K on the Slow King. Unfortunately, not getting off the spike and not finding the peak at the right time. An unfortunate round loss that was so important for them, but it just shows the importance of Viper on this map. Time and time again. Those walls from Face, both this round and last round, shuts off so much space on that A site there. When you walk through Viper Wall, you will lose a good chunk of your health temporarily as you go through it. And that wasn't really the factor, but it's just that threat that, like, you're pushing basically blind into the other team when you go through that wall, and it's so important to have her alive so deep into those rounds means that those post plants is almost impossible, even when behind in rifles. But obviously, back onto the pistols here.
You know, what I'm looking for now is can Ohio keep calm, keep focused, think about the next round, not the last round.
It's a game of mental fortitude. Valorant is a perfectly balanced game because both teams get a shot at everything. 12 rounds each, and we're seeing some pistols come out here. 3v3 is not a bad position here for University, but just in finding Clem. The team members a little bit disjointed. You'll see that when it comes to these rounds, but I don't know. It feels like a High University not backing each other up. That's fine, as you're looking for economic damage and looking to scrap your way into a round win. Typically, is what you have to do in these thrifty rounds. Looking Vandal in hand, looking for anything, but Justin, so many players hopping around means that there's too many angles to peek, and I love how Buffalo is making sure that their holds are together and they're standing in different spots, making the plays hard, setting up crossfires. That shows great execution in those post-plant scenarios that we've been seeing time and time again here.
You know, and that's what I want to see out of the Bobcats. You know, I want to see them moving forward, calculated. You know, thinking these things through. They're all great players, no doubt. But can they work as a team? Have that protocol. This is what we're going to do. This is when we're going to do it. And we're seeing that in Buffalo.
Valorant basically a game of chess and dexterity. Finding the info out here mid, but cannot be punished because that WC utility shutting Clem complete opposition. And a fast B take here. Slancho holding the site towards McDonald's. Archers, my bad. Clem finding 2 ultimate actually is huge for him here. Life taking out Slancho and Pap taking out Slow King. What a shot into the head. High University. Still more members alive here. Whenever you're in a defensive position like this, you have to have more members. And I know the KO Molotov was used, so no post-plant setup here for Buffalo is going to be a hard hold here for them. Ohio University has to peek together, has to get these refags, and has to clear these angles. Chamber shuts out, 8 seconds down. Clem, with the triple kill onto Bap there, cannot teleport out even if he had one available to him, simply because he is locked out by that KO. As with these players. One behind another one, and Clem finds win for life. But Shark, notably, was there to retrade him if it were to go wrong. But Clem, he hits those shots, so nothing ain't gonna go wrong. And
there
that
it
is the first round back here for the side of Ohio University. 1-4 here. Clem showing up. Sova, not a character you expect at the top of the leaderboard here, but it's that individual play. Like I said, it's a game of chess, but you gotta have dexterity here. And Clem is showing that dexterity, and he's got that massive brain. So if he keeps that up, he'll be an absolute anchor and an important factor here for Ohio University.
You know, and this is what I love about Valorant. Somebody new to the game, just being able to see how each round influences the next round, where there's that ebb and flow. And, you know, you're not just thinking about this round, the win you get this round, but what's leading to the next one. And so, combination of the map, the guns, the round win. I love Valorant, I gotta say.
I sure do. As Slow King has once again all the utility thrown at him, shut out by that Viper roll and that K ultimate. Oh, but he does find the kill on the Bap. Bap does find Jeji, but Slow King quick on that operator. Sniper rifle battle goes the way of honestly both teams. But you know, Face taking out Shark. So what a shot from Slow King. Quick reaction time. Slancho 1 HP, but 1 does not equal none, and he's still alive here. Slow King with the operator. He has to find the feet. Oh, he finds the shoulder of Win for Life, and Win for Life is down. It's the shock dart retake, and the ultimate here for the side of Novix. Here comes the Sova ult, that post-plant position. It's so hard to play against Sova and Viper on these maps in the retake. And yes, Slow King, oh, he can't even find the kill. Unfortunately, not quite pulling the shot. Novix clutching it up. And that take, honestly, you know, that Viper roll, so much space. Like I said, so important on these attacker side. Slow King had no good shots, and the spike went down. And I don't even think damage was traded on either side, but like, it's just so difficult if you set up correctly. Like we're seeing from Buffalo, they're pushing out, they're putting the spike down. It doesn't matter what happens. If you have your Viper and Sova alive, going into the post-plant scenario, you are heavily advantaged. And we'll see that time and time again on this map. But yeah, University doing what they will, but unfortunately, it's one of those rounds where all the advantages on the side of Buffalo. It's going to be really hard to do anything on the retakes, and we're going to see it again. The Viper Wall, just such a problem here for High University. They need to maybe change up the strategy a little bit if they're going to keep giving Buffalo these things, but the one important thing about this Viper Wall is that all the members of Buffalo are stuck inside this cave, and you see on the minimap in your top left, look at all the members of High University. I mean, Buffalo's playing in the Viper Pit here, but they're all in one space, and there's only so many places you can hide. So as High University pushes out here, they know there's a limited space available, but Win for Life does not care. He's peeking out of that Viper Pit, and he's getting these kills. Sancho sticking it down, but no health from being stuck in that Viper Pit for so long. That decay stuck on him, unfortunately. Win for Life takes him out with the nade. Another close round. Obviously willing to fight, but this Viper Wall honestly might just be the MVP. Ignore the 5 members of Buffalo. I want to talk about Vipery. I'm going to talk about it over and over again until something changes, but yeah, Ohio University, so much space being bought, and they just don't seem to have an answer just yet.
So what do we need to see change? What do we need to do in order to step this up, get the Bobcats back on a roll?
Well, I like what we've done here by moving that Viper towards A site. Now, she is going to have the ultimate here, which means that A site is almost not an option completely here for the side of Buffalo this round. Let's see Jeji peeking out B, grabbing a kill, and Clem doing the exact same, so immediately, Jeff, we see a great switch up in strategy here. Willing to send that Viper A to counter that Viper setup that we've been seeing A from the side of Buffalo. Now, Viper ult is a thing we will not be seeing every round, as that is an ultimate and needs time to charge up. But I like the willingness to trade strategy. A Viper is really good at holding this like B entry area, sort of we see on B site here. Especially in solo queue, you might see Viper players just like standing there all 12 rounds of defender half, but obviously willing to switch it up a little bit. Now, it looks like Buffalo has taken control of tunnel here. Which means High University has to be watching their own spawn and bridge, but with 5 members alive, as long as they don't make any crucial errors and give too much to the side of Buffalo for nothing in exchange, they're in a great spot, honestly. And Viper is still holding that A entry.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, but Clem taking out the two-place push from Arches, and Slow King takes out Win for Life holding wall, and a huge, flawless round. Jeff, you just said, what does High University do to have to change things? And you know what? They do. They flip the map completely. They send Cilantro over to A, and, I mean, Buffalo goes B, but Jeji said to meet them, and so is Clem, and then, what? You're going to push through the Viper ult? No, you're not. You're not going to push through the Viper ult. That's like the one rule of Valorant. You don't push the Viper ult unless you gotta, I mean, but, you know, sometimes I like pushing Viper ults, but, you know, it is what it is, but, like, yeah, just like we saw some ingenuity, and as we see Cilantro going back B site here, I think that's a little bit of mind games. It's like, oh, they put the Viper A, we can go B now, but we got the Viper B, so what are you gonna do? But the wall not yet committed. I like that. I like maybe saving it for maybe having to do like a retake on A, but yeah, it's like Viper chess here. These characters, the Viper players, it's all about that big brain. Shark, he's holding that close angle. Oh, the 3 headshots from Shark. How does he do it? I don't know. I can't do that, but he can. Yeah, but Shark here, just like the story of this round, and Clem cleaning it up. Yeah, that position from Shark, I mean, you know what Shark was doing there? He was setting up for that Viper wall. Because if you go Viper wall here, that's the one angle it really doesn't shut out. And Shark's saying, I'm going to put myself in this position, and I am going to get the kills that we need. And me and I have seen that Viper utility come out, but it's Shark willing to go aggressive, willing to be like, I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to put myself in a bad position, but I'm going to click on them. It's going to work out. And you know what? It worked out. So if you're willing to say to yourself, hey, I gotta take a gamble, I gotta take a risk, but we're gonna win the round off it if I do well. And Shark shows that he's capable in those positions, and he's willing to take those risks.
You know, and I wouldn't call it a gamble. I wouldn't call it a risk. I'd call it trust. They trusted one another, trust that each one would do the role they were assigned to do and get it done, and that's what we saw.
Sure, I remember see the team willing to put their faith in Shark here, but you see another strong A push coming out early. KO ultimate pushed out on the A side here for the side of Buffalo. we're going to see something we've seen before, we're going to see again, is that
Spike planted.
nothing is going to happen. But Shark's standing next to the chamber teleport, hoping to find a little bit of a freebie, but Bap already taking out Jeji. So all coming out, pushing out Face, killing Face off here is Clem. Shark, he's on the flank. He's already gotten 2 kills. I didn't even see it, but like he's taken out by Win for Life here. The Viper is dead on the side of Buffalo, and that's huge. It's just down to KO, and Bap is dead. And KO's spotted out, but Win for Life finds the important kill on Santro. But it's your boy Clem. Can he find it? He finds it. I think Win for Life was tagged up by Cilantro there. But Clem finishing out what the rest of the team started. And it's just another great individual play from Shark. He breaks that tripwire from Chamber, and Buffalo's be like, oh, wait, guys, there's a guy behind us. But Shark's already in your face, and he's shooting you. It's like, what are you going to do?
Telling you, the island wins. They are in the sails of the Bobcats.
They sure are. A rough 4-round loss streak for the side of Ohio University. Coming out early, but they brought it back 1, and they lose 2 again, and they bring back 3 more. This is the tempo they need. If they take these last 2 rounds, or even one of these last 2 rounds, they're still setting themselves up for a great first half. Or second half, I apologize, but...
And this is what I want to see. You know, we've seen consistently over the last few games with Ohio University, when we're up, we're up. When we're down. But this, you know, being able to come back, keep it tight, you know, keep a close game. I want to see this consistency.
You sure do. And speaking of consistency, it's another Viper wall push on the A site by the side of Buffalo. Droning for information here, but with such an easy take, means no info is grabbed as the spike is put down, and that's it. So the Buffalo, and what that essentially means is that, this KO ult means that I'm willing to bet that every single member of Buffalo has no abilities right now, but Justin is in tunnel, and he's got that flank, but Clem and Shark, they're still doing it. They're still getting the kills that they need. Shark going for the defuse here. Trust in the hands of Cilantro. Cilantro not able to find the kill just yet. Unfortunately, Bap is holding a different angle. Slow King committing. Jeji body blocking for his teammate, and they get the round!
Was it pretty? No. Did they win? Yes.
Jeff, trust in teammates is what that came down to. You know what I just saw? I just saw a member of Ohio University stand in front of a member of Ohio University and literally take a bullet for their teammate.
Everyone's got a job.
Doing that is something you'll never see in solo queue, because if you're in solo queue, you're pushing for that kill because that kill means everything to you, but it doesn't mean anything if you don't get the round win, and the round win is all that matters. What a great play and some great teamwork that I see, and we see the Viper roll again. Spotting out 1 and spamming out, and Shark finding 1 into Win for Life before the spike even gets planted. Shark absolutely shutting it out, but Viper Pit is a nightmare to push through. But like I said, with this easy A push means that you're stuck, and the Buffalo's mostly stuck in that back site. Chamber can teleport out back to cave here, but Slow King's got his number, and he's dialing it up. Let's see if he can find the contact, but actually it's Novix all the way in the back there. Shark finding him. Novix 2v1. He has that ultimate available. Oh, but Novix finding the peek on a Jeji. Shark, there is indeed nowhere to run. I'm sorry, but you are unfortunately dead. The Sova ult once again. 2 rounds alone going to the ultimate on Sova there. And wow. What a closely fought end to that half. Ohio University starting to learn how to read Buffalo's plays, and they were giving them that A site really early, and they were giving them the A site late, but they were making them pay in the fact that, like I said, pushing out A site, you only get access to the pyramids, the cave, and that's like it. Like, unless you have a player up tunnel, but Shark is shutting those tunnel pushes down means that there's only so many places to hide inside Ohio University. Not the strongest start, but a relatively strong finish brings us to 5-7. And this pistol round means a lot for the side of Ohio University if they want to stay in this game. Slow King. Not spotted out by the Sova Dart here. Information not gained from the side of Buffalo, other than the fact that nobody is mid, but with 1:25 left on the clock, still plenty of time to move around. We see the chamber left alone. Oh, but BAP, what a shot
Revealing
from the back of B-side, taking out Shark on the entry. The spam not quite catching out Clem. University already down member. Slow King looks for a peek up mid, not finding it. Just a couple tags from both players going back and forth. Viper utility being used, but that smoke is infinite. You just have to wait for it to recharge. Justin taking out Slow King, unfortunately, back towards the mid. And that means our University has to watch their front and they have to watch their back as they crawl back towards mid here. They have to be very careful. We also see Jeji pushing up towards the B tunnel. Clem looking to pick up that ghost, give himself a little bit more firepower when it comes to these fights.
30 seconds
Still
left.
5 members strong on the side of Buffalo here. Viper not being caught up means that smoke will go through, and BAP is just waiting there. He's got the classic in hand. And unfortunately, just not the round that I'm looking for. They had to commit that B push there by the looks of it, and it just didn't work out in their favor.
And May said at the beginning of the map, those long sight lines are really going to come into play. What do we see? Those long sight lines just from across the map, taking shots, landing them.
Yeah, you sure did see that. BAP all the way back on that B site. Gets that really important headshot on the Shark there. And also getting info for his Viper there, but also pointing out the Viper. Viper on B site. That smoke, impossible to push through.
right here.
It's just the smoke combination with the fact that you just lose most of your health when you walk through it, and if you come out the other end and there's a gun pointing at you, like, you're just dead. And they don't even have to click on the head. But yeah, these long sight lines will be important. Unless you can shut it out with this Viper utility. BAP again on to Shark. Win for life. BAP. He cannot be stopped. Everything going up BAP. And the spike is down in A hall here. And I don't think they got nothing to work with here. BAP. They call it the headhunter for a reason, folks. And hunting heads it is doing. Slow King trying to replicate what just happened to the rest of his team, it seems like. But he's all alone, and all he's got is 2 bullets in the chamber, one might say. But, yeah, not much to work with here, as he's just looking for something, anything, just to make their next round better for them. But he's been spotted out, he's being spammed out. I can only imagine every member from Buffalo's on their way. There's BAP. He does it again. He doesn't click on the head, and he burns a bunch of credits doing it, but it don't matter, not a thing. 5-9, as Ohio University goes into their first bye round in the half. We're going to have to see something amazing come out here. And this comeback has to start now. It cannot start next round. It has to start this round. I'm willing to bet that this round will decide the map. If Ohio University does not win here, it is going to be an even upper hill battle, I might say. It's going to turn any hill to Jeff Hill. And we don't want to climb up Jeff Hill.
Never. Not in the cold, not in the rain, not in the snow.
Scanning ahead.
And so, critical question as we start the map here. May, you got a gun buddy?
I have a favorite gun buddy. I like the cupcake gun buddy, honestly. Nice, simple, like keep it that way. Also, there's a one with that's sushi. I think there might even be multiple that's sushi. I do enjoy myself some good sushi, so. I like to keep like color combos matching. We see here on to Jeji. Jeji doesn't buy skins, so he's rocking with what he's got though. But as I say that, Halls has turned into a bloodbath. Oh, but Clem finds the equalizing kill here. Clem and Jeji. Utility in hand as the spike goes down behind this pyramid here. It's a Viper in a chamber versus a Sova and a KO, and no more Viper and no more BAP means that no more players alive means the round is over. So, a round back. I said you gotta win this round to even get a chance to win the match, and Ohio University won the round. I love to see it from them, but that was just a bonus from the side of Buffalo. Ohio University, they're not out of the woods just yet. They're not quite on the beach enjoying a nice drink, coconut in hand. They still got some game left to play. And that round was important, but this round even more so. Because the rifles are being put into the hands of Buffalo now. And it's their turn to bring the field to equality. Both sides. They got the guns they need. And a chamber ultimate to boot for the side of Buffalo. Information being gained. Shark pushing up. Clem pushing a player out of a with a sight. Players not willing to peek. You gotta be very wary of where this chamber is holding, because that gun is the best gun in the game. That sniper rifle, it's better than the operator. It shoots faster. It kills you in one shot. Pretty much anywhere, unless it goes through an object, pretty much. So, yeah, that gun's insane, but only 5 bullets, and it does count as ability if KO is able to shut him down. That will mean that rifle is completely out of the hands of Buffalo for 8 seconds. But there we go, Bap on the Slow King. Like I said, that rifle, so important, but Bap is dead, and Shark finds Novix. So it's 4v3 now for the side of University. Shooting towards arches, Shark cannot land the kills, and is back to the side of Buffalo here. Cilantro, he's alive but decayed, 45 HP here. And Clem goes out, but Cilantro finds 2. Cilantro, he doesn't find the shots to win for life though. Win for life, so aware and able to find Cilantro. I think Cilantro had a little bit more health. He might have been able to pull it out. But Cilantro, a flash of brilliance there from him, but not enough to win the round, unfortunately.
So
Hard
close.
fought, every inch for both teams. And Clem, look at him go. 22 kills on, of all characters, that's Sova. Something you do not typically see. Absolutely crazy performance by him this game. But High University back onto the pistols here means that I'm not willing to say that they will win this round. But like I said, when your back's against the wall is there to support you. And if we enter desperation mode, we're going to see High University throwing everything they got at Buffalo, but we're not quite there yet. As Clem pushes out A site here. Multiple characters spotted out, but like I said, when you're in the spot with the Viper wall, you only have so much space to work with. And Justin taking out Shark in the knife duel from the stairs position. Slow King left on sight, but peeks from right pyramid, and his team cannot back him up because of that position of that Viper smoke. And the spike was lost in that play too, which means that High University, they have to push A site. But it's just not a position you ever want to be in. As the Viper wall goes back up. Face peeking out but not finding the kill, and his teammates are actually not there to support him in that endeavor. Spike recovered. It's a good start for High University here. Walls down. Cilantro waiting for that to recharge before they can even consider going back A. But they're still committed. They got the spike, but they're not willing to leave. Knives finding the head of Cilantro. Clem, he finds the headshot and the body shot to finish off Win for Life. What a shot, what an angle to take, but Bap, he's got that operator. Oh, what a shot from Jetty, cleaning up Justin, but Bap is just too crazy. He's still got that sniper rifle, and a chamber player with a scope is the worst thing you can imagine. This is maybe the first tactical timeout I've seen High University take this entire season. Oh boy, but it's so crazy, Jeff.
They're just trading blow for blow. It's fun to just, it's good TV watching them exchange after that, but how does Ohio University break out of this just shot for shot, landing punch after punch, but Buffalo giving it right back?
Yeah, it's all coming down to a lot of individual plays won by both sides, I would say. I think the big thing is that Ohio University is just not winning some of these maybe crucial rounds. It seems like it can all go back to that pistol round on attack. If they won that pistol round on attack, everything becomes so much different. The math becomes better. It's almost like pistol round win is almost like 2 round wins when it comes to that. So unfortunately not the greatest, pistol round being so important, but yeah, it just seems like maybe you have to mix up some takes, you have to do something different. It's just Viper is there just stonewalling the side of Ohio University, but they got to pull a rabbit out of the hat. They got to try something new. They got to see what they can do. But as we close out that tactical timeout, called by Clem himself for the side of Ohio University, Liam, the unseen force here. No forehead cam for him, unfortunately, but yeah. But Liam, the brains behind the operation, can't call timeouts himself, but he can speak during them since he is the coach of Ohio University. He sees what we see.
And to his credit, Liam has put in a lot of work this semester, really brought this team together, built the team. Super proud of the work he's done so far.
You should be, absolutely. That man is great, but Bap is great on that operator. Bap finding Jedgy Shark, looking for the kill, but Bap has already put another bullet into his gun. Cilantro finding 2. calls, but it's just down to Slow King Alpha Vandal, and the round started, but it's almost already over, as that spike is down A, and BAP is just holding that position. A little bit of a mix-up, like, see if BAP misses the shot. I don't think he was fully stopped before he took that shot, and the inaccuracy just takes him out, but no, Vix, what a shot from Bridge! Everybody knows how to aim, it's crazy! And these long ranges, it's so crazy to watch when you're just a spectator. But University outgunned during that fight, BAP. The name of the game for Buffalo is BAP, and he is cleaning house. 6-12 here.
Right here.
And we're just seeing the difference. You know, Justin, it was tight corners in Ascent. Now, long sight lines. BAP's the name of the game.
It's the name of the game indeed, and when you got a chamber who knows what he's doing and how to play the game, it is an absolute nightmare to push into. BAP, he does it again onto Slow King already. Oh, Iris was not ready for such a quick peek. BAP causing absolute havoc here on this map. Rissy, they're down to 4 in this last round already. Justin finds Clem alone on the A site. A little bit of disjointed play as Shark goes alone on his own here. Not finding the kill, Novix here. Win for life, cleaning up Jeji. Cilantro 1v5. All by himself, all blind, and it's a flawless round from side of Buffalo. Ohio University will fall 0-2 to the second place team in the conference, Buffalo. I think, once again, Jeff, this scoreline does not do the game justice. 6-13 yet again, but what a crazy game.
Yeah, I mean, you look at that 2-0, but you look at that KDA, and they almost tell two different stories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that KDA is so important. That's so important. Clem, an absolute beast on the last map, but unfortunately at High University, they just could not find what they were looking for. As we look to close out the day here, back here onto the desk, I believe.
Yeah,
Hi, it's me. May and Jeff, we're back here on the desk again, but yeah, we're looking to close out the day. But Jeff, I know you said a lot happened today. Are you proud of what we saw here today?
Absolutely. I'm seeing, the last game with Northern Illinois, this game, we're seeing the team play as a team. We're landing our punches with the best teams in the ESC. And, no matter what, we're in the postseason. We've got this. We've got the next chapter of this story. So all we got to do, play well, learn from our mistakes, keep going. We'll see what the next game brings. May, final thoughts?
Not much from me. You mostly cleared it up, Jeff. But yeah, we are locked for playoffs here at Ohio University, and I believe 2 games left in the season means that we're not quite done just yet. But unfortunately, that will be the curtains for us here on this week of Valorant here at Ohio University. An unfortunate 0-2 week with some very close games, both sides. A 1-2 finish and a 0-2 finish will unfortunately mean that no wins for Ohio University this week as they fall to 7-4. Still a great record to be holding here in the conference, but at the end of the day, the players, they're still learning, they're still young, and they still got it. But I think that'll wrap us up. Jeff, thank you for joining me. I know out of your busy schedule of running this whole thing and, keeping the lab under control, putting fires out and all that. But at the end of the day, University, there's still a lot more to go. There's a whole year left and a lot of Valorant to play, but we will see you next time.
See you Tuesday.